bringing your light to this day. Do you remember that song? I was trying to remember this morning as I was preparing the final part of my talk. You sang it, "What the world needs now." Remember, it was kind of that, what the world needs. Who was that? Is love, sweet love.
Dusty Springfield.
Dusty Springfield. It's the only thing. Well, that's true. But I would add to that in saying, what the world needs now is not our teaching, not even our preaching. What the world needs now is your demonstration of light and love and wisdom and kindness and compassion. We've been taught enough. We've been preached to, except here on Sunday morning. We've been preached to enough. What we need to do now is take all of that, mix it up, and bake up for God a good life, a rich life, a healthy life, a compassionate life. That was Jesus' calling to us. Do you remember we studied here not so long ago, do greater things? Jesus trusted the evolution of our spirit. He knew that as his ideas and the ideas of all the wondrous people who have been on the planet, who have been way-showers and guides, all those people have come in their various ways to the same conclusion. What the world needs now is your love and your demonstration. How does that work? How does life as a father, a grandfather, a mother, a poet, an artist, a great-grandmother, how does that look? What are you doing that can catch someone else's eyes and heart and have them say, I want to do it like Andrea does it. I want to do it like Judy does it. I want to do it like Becky does it, or Mary does it, or Annie does it. What an example they are in my life. How many of you have ever had somebody say to you, wow, I just love the way you, whatever it is that you do. They are appreciating your God divinity as your expression. How many people have said to you, Angie, nobody makes those chicken things that you do like you do. I haven't tasted them because I'm a vegetarian, but I smell them up. I think, that's wonderful. Nobody does that like you. That's a divine gift that had your name on it. Or, gosh, you're so patient, you're so loving, you're so kind. Judy, how do you do that? That's a God gift with your name on it. And we each have those. We each are a part of this world. Right now, the gift that we are giving the people in Nepal is our loving compassion and kindness and prayer. Knowing that whenever a situation or an incident happens, our part is to pray for that, because we are people of prayer. Unity itself began as a prayer-filled movement. Silent Unity is over 127 years old, giving direct prayer to anyone who calls. 816-969-2000. I have it tattooed on. But that's who you are. That's who you came to be. Now what I want you to remember to do today is step into it. Step up to it. We're evolving. Once upon a time, our great ancestors were cave people. They didn't think like we do. They didn't have iPhones and iPads and Blackberries and blueberries and raspberries. They didn't. But they had sufficient for their time. You know, they had a couple of spears and a slingshot and stuff like that. But they had a kind of vision. They used to paint their walls with the herds that they were going to follow and eat from. They had a kind of vision, small as it may have been. Your parents and grandparents had a vision for their lives. I remember the first, well, not the first exactly, I'm not quite that old, but I remember the black and white TV, Now, where are my black and white TVers out there? I know you're there. Okay, thank you. Oh, yes. All right. And the rest of you just pretend and indulge us in our story. But it came in a box like a refrigerator. Remember? And the whole neighborhood, whoever got one, the whole neighborhood, yeah. Oh, let's see. And it took up, you know, these are houses in the 50s and 60s, practically the whole living room. And you opened it, and there it was. And then it took somebody on each corner to lift it onto the table. And then you got to dial in 3 channels. In Sacramento, we had channel 3, the news, and we had channel 10, then we had channel 13, and I love channel 13 because that's where I got the Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah, that's where I got the Mickey Mouse Club. I'm the leader of the game. No, I won't go there. But anyway, imagine. I remember the story Carlos told one day. It's an innocent story, so I think you won't mind. But you won't mind if I tell this story about the record. Okay, so Bella, our lovely Bella, who's recovering from the race or still running the race, she was asking for something. How many of you have children and know they ask and ask and ask and ask? No matter what, they don't listen till you say yes finally. And you will, because they'll stalk you until you say yes. You know that. So he turned to her and said, Bella, you sound like a broken record. You know what she said. Daddy, what's a record? And I said, oh, there's an eye-opener for you. Daddy, what's a record? So I think Carlos said that he took Bella and made sure that they found a record or somebody had a record. But isn't that it? Isn't that it? And sometimes in our language, those of us of an interesting age will say something, and someone of a younger interesting age will look at you quizzically because they don't have a landing page for that. They've never heard that word. They never experienced that. You know the people, and you have to think, okay, now I have to come in on their zone. What would that be? There's only one word. I was thinking about there's only. So I revert to sign language or something like, tell me more about that. I mean, I don't have a clue. I am blank. I am clueless. And they return that look to me often. Anybody had that experience where you know you are both in different zones, speaking a different language? But we come back to prayer, which is our essence. And we come back to the key ideas I want to share with you today, which are these: that we are connected to a divine presence that is with us always, that will teach us everything we need to know, that will give us the words to say at the right moment, that there will always be someone there to hold your hand, to put their arm around your shoulder. Now, sometimes that person is invisible. How many of you are comforted from or feel the presence of a loved one or friend that may not be on the planet anymore or in the geographical area when you just need some shoring up? So is there any doubt in your mind that that's a God presence saying, I'm with you. I will be with you always. Don't worry. See, worry is negative prayer. That's what it is. It doesn't help us at all, but always that presence, always that power is with us, no matter what. I have missed you. The last time I was with you was on Easter Sunday, and we had a wonderful time together talking about the possibility of overcoming, of no matter what happens in our life, as Jesus demonstrated. There's always that presence. There's always that goodness. God is always there. And so when I was in Northern California this last week doing a memorial service for a very good friend's mother, who was 88 good years on the planet. Ursula, Erica, Gertzeit, Zwanzig, something like that. Anyway, so she lived 87 glorious years. She was from East Prussia. She was in the war in her teens and early 20s, became a spy, an intelligence spy, and spy isn't exactly the word. She worked for them and did some sleuthing, so I don't know. But anyway, but painted nails, lipstick, false eyelashes. She had 7 minks. You know, her daughter and I were going through there selling her condominiums. Just a bigger than life person. And when I would go up there, I'd visit in January and in May, we would always go out to dinner. Where she lived in Rossmore, which is a lovely upscale retirement home in Northern California. When I was there in January, Ursula wasn't feeling too well. She passed to the other side February 12th. That's quick. That's fast. With an ailment that she just said, okay, I've lived 87 good lives. She was disgusted that in the IC where she was, that they didn't serve Perrier in tall glasses with a twist of lemon, because she was used to having it that way. And there she was. And they told her, well, you know, Ursula, most of the people here are semi-conscious and on IV drips. Which said nothing to her because she was there with her false eyelashes and lipstick and nails done. I had a conversation with her. She was in the hospital by then, and I asked her daughter, Karen, I said, Karen, let me speak to Ursula. So she came on the phone. Hi, darling, how are you? With a voice like this. And I said, I'm fine, how are you? And she said, well, I'm terminal, you know. And I'm saying, well, all of us are eventually, but yeah. I said, I understand that. And so we chatted a little bit. And she said, so, darling, that's how she spoke, so when will we see you next? And I said, well, probably not till summer. And she said, as clear as a bell, oh, I'll miss you. I won't be here. What do you say to that? Oh, you know, and part of the little minister in me wanted to say, oh, well, you don't know medical science, a breakthrough, miracles, blah, blah. But I didn't. Because she lived her life big, and she left this life big. And I thought, that's how it's supposed to be. You live big, you leave big. Somehow we have to get together the way we give baby showers and the way we give shimmering out parties. Don't you think? It's the same thing. Thank you, Jenny. I'm glad you love it. Yeah. It's the same thing, but to a different place. So I said, well, I guess I'll miss you, but you need to know I'll miss you. I've enjoyed your being here. I'm glad we have this time together. And so it is. But she was so absolutely sure, and I thought, why should her parting be different than her living? See, if you're living big and all out and all of that, you'll probably go out with some kind of party, a band, maybe Woody's little condo, Phil will play his drums, you'll give it all away, you'll have a giving away party. In fact, I have something I want to share with you at the end of the month, an idea about releasing and living. But you know, you have to release to move on, don't you? You have to release some furniture. You have to release some relationships. You have to let go of the way you did things so you can move into the way you do things now. Now. What's serving you now? Who's loving you now? What foods do you need to be eating now? So my invitation to you today is to go home and have a going away party. For all the things, not for you, please, I love you all. Nobody make any decision without counseling your minister. Not that kind of going away party. But where you release whatever it is, could be things, could be stuff. You could be writing some people a lovely goodbye letter and say it in your mind, release them, and then burn that. They don't have any, send out cards doesn't have any, thank you for being my friend up till now. No, but that could be, Hallmark could do that. Thank you for being my friend up to now, and now release you from the, and here's this, and I'll put a Starbucks card in it. Go have a cup of coffee and remember all the good times. Yeah. So what is it now that you can say, I no longer eat this, I no longer cook with this pan, I no longer wear this, that chair is too big, that chair is too little. Get yourself a Goldilocks life, where it's just right. Not too hot, not too cold, not too big, not too little, where it's just right for you now. And then get ready to say goodbye to that when the next new thing comes along. How many of you save something? Could be for a craft, could be for someday I'll need that again. You won't. You have permission right now, because the you that will need you it next time will be different than the you now. You think, well, I'm going to wear this dress again, you know, you're a size 14 and it's a size 10, bless your heart. You're not the same person that will want to wear that style. It may be purple and have lace, and by the time you get there, you'll say purple lace. Are you with me? Live your life now. Be an Ursula. It's the only one you've got at this time, on this planet, in this place. And it's a gift. It's a gift to you. But more than that, you're a gift to us. Be a gift. Be a gift. This week, be a gift. God loves you, blesses you, and so do I. Amen.